Oh boy, what have we gotten ourselves into this time? So my buddy Josh gave me this Explorer that he found in the trash at his practice space. Really interesting set neck, probably made by Hondo or Arya in the 80s. You'll see why I think that's likely the case in a bit here. Someone had tried to make it a wrap bridge. There's a Duncan Trembucker included. But yeah, it was pretty poorly refinished, kind of banged up. The first things we're going to do is pull these pickups and these bridge posts out, give us kind of a clean slate to work with here. Sanding actually goes pretty quickly. I'm going to start with a 120 grit and then move up to 220. This was originally sanded with some pretty aggressive paper. You can see some of the swirls in there. So I'm going to end up using an automotive high build primer. So I'm not too worried about being super polished and smooth on this, because the primer is gonna end up doing a lot of work filling in cracks. Here we're just cleaning up some backsides and edges, and actually this is very crappy paint, so it came off quickly. And here we're just going to do a quick drop fill on a couple of the bigger dents, just filling in with super glue and then sanding flush. We'll add a little accelerator so we don't have to sit around all day waiting for it to dry. Yeah, the headstock had some really bad laminating applied to it, so a little bit of super glue to fix that up. Here you can see the grain. Nice ash wood on the body. Unfortunately, just too banged up to do anything like a clear finish, especially with that different colored patch you see there. But here we are just cleaning up some of the edges, making sure we get rid of the dings. And yeah, here we're just going to add some of that high build automotive primer, clean off some of the hardware, which was pretty corroded and rusty. And here we're just taking care of the edge of the fretboard, cleaning that up. When we tape this off, we got to be real careful not to build up a ridge of paint and primer and stuff, so I'll take special care of that as we go. Yeah, just wipe it down with a tack rag after sanding, and then we'll go ahead and spray it. And here we're just cleaning up. There was a little bit of overspray from the old crappy paint job on the fretboard, so we're just cleaning that up. And similarly, to scrape back any of the buildup at that tape line, we can use a razor blade. All right, and here we're just using some transparency sheets, which are nice because they're fairly rigid. They don't curl up like paper. They stay flat, and they're clear, so you can work through them. An original Explorer guard isn't going to go onto this knockoff body, so you kind of need to start from scratch. And yeah, I just use a paint marker to trace that onto a scrap of pickguard material I had laying around, and just use the bandsaw to cut it out relatively close, and then we'll use a sander to clean it up, and a razor blade to take off all the plastic burrs that cutting and sanding causes, and then it's cleaned up pretty nicely. And here we'll just drill holes where they belong, use a file to clean up some edges. Here we go, we're picking out a set of pickups. I've got an old rail humbucker and an old Alnico. Those will work perfectly fine. Tuner holes are never the right size from this era. So I just had to drill those out a tiny bit to fit standard modern 10mm tuners. And here you can see I'm cheating a little bit. This bridge did not fit these posts very well, but because I own a mill, I was able to clean that up a little bit. And here we're just notching the pick guard to fit around this wrap bridge. It was never designed to work like this, but here we go. Spray painting some parts real quick. And then we're going to drill out. This had some awfully tiny holes for wire passage, so we're kind of drilling that out, giving ourselves a little better access. And then we just start wiring. On this style of guitar, I like to lay in the switch routing and feed it through and then wire up the control cavity afterwards. It's pretty standard volume, back to the switch and then back to a master tone, like all Explorers. And we're just testing our pickups, making sure tapping and switching goes to plan. And then we install our back plate, which we also had to make. Here we're pulling off our pickguard film. You may not know this. If you buy bulk pickguard material, it actually comes with 2 layers of plastic on the working side, or the glossy side, kind of a work layer and then a final layer. Some people's favorite part of putting together a guitar. And here we go. We're just checking our fitment. Again, this guitar was not designed for this style of bridge, so our high E is off the side a tiny bit. We're going to correct that by, again, adjusting the fit of the bridge. And then we're just cleaning up this fretboard is not straight and level, so we're just leveling the frets in place, polishing them up, and doing a little nut slot filing. Final intonation, and let's hear some terrible playing.